Washington, or
Wave at
Becker
the
Washington.
webcam.
There you go. Becky Washington from Becky's Best Buds, and of course that would be the Northeast Washington. Washington Humane Society. All right, I had the wrong mic up there. Sorry. All right, so excited to have you in this morning. We were talking, let's start something where when you have a few of your animals to adopt that and they're well behaved, that you show up and bring them in the studio, and we'll put you and the dogs on the webcam.
I'm going to do that.
All right.
And
So
Monday morning, if I still have this black pit bull that we found at Loon Lake, I'm going to bring her in because she's awesome.
All right.
Yeah, she's a sweet
And then we'll
dog.
film, like I'm filming it now, and then we can film the dogs and we'll put them up on YouTube.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks,
Yeah.
Scott.
You bet. I just think that'd be something cool. You know, to me, this is an issue of community importance, and you were talking to me about it a few years ago. You said,
Yeah.
it's not fair. You move back to town, and like, boom, there was this radio station. You know, I've been trying to get a Humane Society here in Stevens County for a long time, and you have. So how is that process going?
The process is going very slowly because we have been dropping members and we don't have a facility. I think if we had a facility, we would be great guns. So we're still looking for property on which to build a facility. We've got some fundraisers going, so we're building up our bank account for that. Kind of like PACA, you know, it takes years to get that, and then all of a sudden you get some facilities and then everybody gets all gung-ho. I would love to recruit new members, people who want to volunteer to be, I think we need a secretary, and maybe people that want to be board members. And then maybe they'll have great new ideas for me and spark some starts and get us going for 2016.
All right. Now, do you have a Facebook page?
We don't have a Facebook page for oh, yes, we do. We do have a Facebook page for Northeastern Washington Humane Society.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
So there's one way somebody can get in touch with you. Give me another way.
Oh, definitely. We have a website that lists all of our emails. So I have an email with the Humane Society, Becky at newhumane.org. Super easy. My phone number is not on there, 509-935-6635. But our Humane Society phone number is there, and people can leave messages on my Skype, New Humane website. Phone,
Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
All right. So lots of ways to get in touch with you.
Lots of ways to get in touch with me. Yes,
All right.
and our next meeting will be in January, the third Monday of every month. We meet at the Fire Hall in Springdale.
All right. So many people that are interested in helping the
Yes.
animals.
Yes,
All right.
come out, and if you have ideas, you know, bring them to us. If you think we should go pursue some property somewhere, tell me where. I'll go look. I'll call people. Let me know. I'm just really excited. I want to get this thing going to help people in our area, because this year, as Becky's Best Buddies, I have had 72 dogs, which is a record number for
And that's
us.
just dogs. That doesn't
That
count
doesn't
all
count the
other
cats,
animals.
the horse, the bunnies. That's just the dogs.
Wow.
So you do help other animals too.
Oh, yeah. I've had at my house everything from hamsters, goats, horses, burros, the dogs, and a few cats. I don't really like to do cats with all the dogs, but I've had a few cats.
All right. So now share with us maybe, you know, I don't want to be a downer, but one of the more maybe heart-wrenching rescue stories, because there's a lot of those. There's some sad stories,
There's
I'm
a
sure,
lot of those.
that go along with it.
Just this summer with the firestorm, we had a litter of puppies that I went up to get from a family that was evacuated. And they were heartbroken that they had to get rid of those puppies, but they didn't have anywhere to live. They were evacuated, so they said, yeah, take the puppies. A couple of years ago, no, it was probably only 1 year ago, I was on that Tum Tum rescue, where you probably heard about the ladies that had over 30 dogs, and some of them were
Oh, I
actually
remember
deceased.
hearing about it. Yeah.
Yeah, some of the dogs were deceased on the end of their chains when we got there.
Oh.
That was really hard on everybody. Yeah, that was really tough. And it probably could have been prevented if we'd had a little bit of animal control in Stevens County and at least somewhere for them to go for help. Just any kind of help at all.
And it is hard. I was involved in a really kind of depressing case with the police with confiscating horses because we'd actually found dead horses on the property, and they were starving to death, and that was tough. And what was really hard about it was the sheriff's department said, hey, come in, help us haul these horses out, please. And so I went in there with my horse trailer and my girls, and we were hauling horses out all day. And I asked them when I had a full load, I said, okay, so where do you want me to take these? They're like, well, aren't you going to take them? No. They said, well, we have no place to take them. So I was calling people who willingly fostered 9 horses.
Wow.
At the drop of a hat. I called and said, I'm coming, and they opened up their corrals. And none of them got reimbursed for fostering these horses for a whole year during the whole court case.
Yeah.
And, so it's stuff like that. We need a humane society. We need facilities for everything. And I would happily help. I just can't take them to my house anymore.
Right. Well, and I think that we saw that during the firestorm this August, that people are really willing to help, but there is a need for a centralized location, not just for the animals to go, but for that communication to get out. The people that volunteered this August did a phenomenal job with a disjointed, system. But if we had an actual humane society, a facility, a great place for farm animals, dogs, cats, these kinds of things, I think it would just be awesome.
Yeah.
I believe it was you I called during the beginning of the firestorm.
Yeah.
Well, there was a couple, a family, I should say, and they had 3 dogs, and they were at the Red Cross Center at Guess Elementary, and they're like, we really need something to do with our dogs. And I called up Becky, and I said, hey, I got these folks, and they need something for the dog. And within minutes, Becky was there with giant kennels. They were so excited and thankful and stuff. But it does have to be, being somebody who volunteers an excessive amount of time every week, it's got to be very taxing on you, trying to coordinate all this without a facility.
It is a little bit taxing. Everybody who does it, though, it's their passion. And you know what they say about passion. When you have passion for something, it doesn't tire you out. It invigorates you. So luckily, we're still at that point. I still feel that passion. I'm very fortunate that when I, need extra help, there's always people there in this community, which is awesome. I wish I could help them more back, and I think that's what a humane society would do.
And funding always an issue for this kind of stuff. Where you're talking about needing property and stuff. And I have a friend, and talking about her will, and she says, and I'm pretty much leaving everything to the animals because I found that I usually enjoyed animals more than people.
There are a lot of people who feel that way, that's for sure.
But this is this is a time of year to think about things like that. If you do have some extra money, which a lot of us don't anymore, and you're looking to find a worthy cause, pick some and leave something for them in your will. It's also the end of the year tax time.
Right.
You're trying to help with that taxes. Pick a charitable organization in Chewelah and make a tax deductible donation. There's lots of 501c. They could help you out right now and relieve a little of their tax burden too. So.
And that's what I tell people. The Northeastern Washington Humane Society is a 501c. We do get a regular donation from a Portland energy company. That's really awesome, and I think it's because we have some people that have moved from this area and are now working in Portland, and they requested our group get the donation, and so that's been fantastic.
Well,
that's just been awesome.
Well, and you were saying something about needing property.
Yes, and
I need a place to build a facility.
I've sent out maybe 20 letters to property owners, people that I know that may have an extra 10 acres, on the corner somewhere. And I did go and drop off some flyers with the real estate office because people may not know there's a group out here that just needs a little 10 acres somewhere that we can start building on. And once we get that, I think we can get a few more grants. It's hard to get grants when you're not an existing facility because a lot of the grants are for things that your facility would need.
That you already, so they want you to already have your place to build. So if you have the land, and I would assume this land needs to be easily accessible, right?
Very good, Jean. You've already got it figured out. Yeah, easily accessible and somewhere close enough to power that it won't, be cost prohibitive to put in the power, get all the systems running. So that's
and
what
imagine
we're
the tax deduction if you donated 10 acres.
Wow, don't you think?
That is a huge
That
tax
should
deduction.
be some incentive for somebody out there. You hear that?
Huge tax deduction.
Yeah.
Donate some land for the Humane Society.
Well, and I would be willing to put names, on cages. That this cage, this sidewalk, this building, things donated by. Yeah. I
Well,
would
if
be
you
more than
ever run
happy.
into a need of needing another large dog kennel, I do have one. So
Okay, I'll
I-
keep that in mind.
I can loan one out.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, and I've had that. Lots of people loan things, and that's really helpful. Yeah.
All right, so now you do some fundraising efforts throughout the year. You just had your Becky's Best Buds pub crawl. How did that go?
That was fantastic. Boy, the city of Chihuahua and the people in this area are really supportive of Becky's Best Buddies, and that's great. We sold 160 tickets this year.
And it was a cold night.
And it was, yeah. Last year we sold 120 tickets, and so the split was $620, I think, a piece or close to that. And this year it was 841. So the little girl who won, Lindsay from Spokane, got $841. She
Wow.
needed to fix her car, so that was awesome for her. She did donate some money back to me, even though she needed that. She really needed that money. So that was really nice of her. And I couldn't have asked for a better event.
I've had that happen before, too, where somebody wins a cash prize from a 50-50 raffle or something else that you're doing similar and then turns around and hands you the money back or a portion of it back.
That's really generous.
Yeah,
it really
it
is generous.
Yeah.
And the businesses here, all of the restaurants that helped, Sporty's, Chuvino, the Bistro, the American Legion, the Oasis, and El Ranchito were fabulous. Just
Excellent.
fabulous, yeah.
All right. So your next thing coming up is probably Pet Photos with Santa, right?
Yes, Scott, it is.
All
On
right.
December 19th at Setty's Ace Hardware. We'll be there with Santa and the camera from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m.
Awesome.
Yeah, pets or children, And hey, if you want to come in and just have a picture taken with Santa by yourself, that's okay too. I'll take your picture. Anybody's,
All right.
yeah.
All right. And so I could probably bring my cat, maybe?
You could bring your cat.
Sit on Santa's lap?
We've had cats, dogs, horses, goats, ferrets. We haven't had
And what does
any
Setties think
reptiles.
about when somebody walks through the front door with a horse?
Well, I have to be honest. We've done this when Paul is out of town. This year, Paul will be in town, so I'm just warning people that have horses and goats. Paul's going to be there.
Goats even.
Oh, yeah,
I
we've
could
had
bring my
goats.
Nigerian dwarfs.
I wonder if I could get my hands on a camel before the 19th.
Talk to Phyllis.
Okay.
Yeah, Phyllis has camels. They're a little tall to get through that door. I'm not sure how we get them.
I could just picture a little town of Bethlehem, the camel, and me and Santa, and I don't know, baby Jesus.
You have a couple weeks. We'll see
Okay,
what
I'll
you
work
can
on
do.
it. All right. So that is the 19th from 10 until 2.
3. 10 until 3.
10 until
yeah.
3 with Pet Photos with
with Pet
Santa.
Photos with
All right. All right. You need to get us that on a piece of paper before you leave, so we add it into the community account. Oh, she's already did
she's
it.
got it.
She is on top of the game. What other things do you do throughout the year?
For Becky's Best Buddies, we also do Pet Lovers Day. That's usually the first Saturday in May. We have a pet walk, a dog walk. We've had a goat go on the walk. Last year we had a lot of dogs.
And it wasn't me.
No,
Okay.
it was Brennan. He'll be mad that I said that probably. It was Brennan. He took his little goat. And that's a fun day. We get lots of different people to come down to Pet Lovers Day. We hold it in the Lutheran Church parking lot. And every time we've been there, it's been sunny. That day, we also do a low-cost vaccination clinic with Northeastern Washington Humane Society. And so people can come in, get their rabies shots for their dogs and cats, which are required by law. And they can get their distemper or parvo shots, cat leukemia, all of those things for a little bit less.
Now, what kind of assistance would you receive from, say, like the Spokane County Humane Society? Do you work with them at all?
I have worked with the Spokane County Humane Society.
Do they give you any direction or help?
Not so much that way.
Okay.
They have been very good about helping with some spays and neuters, because that's a good place to go, and that's a little bit lower cost. When you get donations, you try to get the biggest bang for your buck.
Sure.
So I can get a few more done if I can get to the Humane Society. And now that I'm not teaching full-time, I have a little more flexibility. And they also do take a few dogs that we can't place. If we've had a dog here for 5 weeks, I hate to keep him in the kennel much longer than that. That's a long time for a dog to be, without a family. So they'll take them in there and then try to find them homes.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. So what else can you share with us about the Humane Society that
Okay,
you're trying
so-
to build here in Chihuahua?
Yeah.
You do have a spay and neuter clinic coming up, right?
The Stevens County Cat Care has spay and neuter clinics once a month, and they rotate all over. We'd love to be able to do dog spay and neuters through the Humane Society, but if you talk to any of the vets, that's a huge process compared to the cats. Recovery, the size of the animal, the surgery, it's a whole different thing. So that's another reason why we really would like that Humane Society facility so we could do that. The next thing we have going for the Humane Society, besides our meeting, I'd like to be invited, 4-H leaders everywhere. I've been to Sensational Saturday a few times, and last year I didn't get to go. So I'd like to be invited to Sensational Saturday again. And then for the Humane Society, the next thing coming up will be Pet Lovers Day, and that's when we do our low-cost vaccination clinic.
Now, the vaccinations are actually required, I noticed, for the city dog licensing.
That's correct. If you have a dog in the city of Chihuahua, and I don't think I've seen any cats so far with City of Chihuahua licenses, but I could be
have
wrong.
that rabies vaccine to get your license.
You do. You have to have it.
Yeah, and Mooch did bite the mayor. So,
Oh, Mooch.
yes.
Oh. And those vaccines are also required for ferrets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, cats, dogs, and ferrets.
And Scott.
Well, if you've ever been bit by anything, you need to get that rabies shot, Scott. And it's only one now.
Okay.
So that's good.
That's better than last time.
He does hang out with Bigfoot out in the woods.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that's why.
You can see that on Facebook. All right. Thank you so much for coming in. Tell us about, you have one dog right now up for adoption?
I have several dogs for adoption, but one at my house, she was found in Loon Lake. She's a beautiful, sweet, hit you with her tail type pit bull. I've never had a mean pit bull in my rescue, and I've had lots of pit bulls. She's just as sweet as can be. I'm hoping to get her reunited with her owner, but Wednesday next week, if no owner has come forth, she'll be up for adoption, and she will be spayed.
All right.
Yeah.
What other dogs do you have?
There are some owners who are very willingly keeping their dogs until we can find them a home. A miniature Australian Shepherd Blue Heeler, very high energy 5-year-old spayed female named Scarlet. A 6-year-old yellow lab that is also high energy, a fetching fanatic that would like a home.
Good for kids.
Great for kids, although really focused on the ball and not on the person.
Okay.
So if you want a dog that's going to follow your kids around and pay attention to your kids, she probably isn't the
Okay.
one.
Yeah. So it's a throw the ball,
Throw the ball, throw the ball.
throw the ball.
Yes. And then there's Buster, who is maybe a Rottweiler Australian Shepherd who is fixated on children. He loves children, wants to be a pillow for kids. He's about 55 pounds.
Wow.
And he's up in Arden waiting for a new
So
home.
be prepared to feed him.
Yes, he isn't as big as you think. 54 pounds for me is not big.
That's really not that
Yeah.
big. My dogs are taller.
Yeah. when we get to be 85 pounds, then I'm saying we got a big dog. Yeah.
Well, when you're as tall as me, all dogs look big.
Yeah, but you see, I'm used to a lot of my dogs throughout the last 20 some odd years being around 100 pounds. That's the dog food.
That's a big dog.
Yeah.
All right. Have we missed anything?
I don't think we've missed anything. I do want to thank everybody again for all their support because, even though this is my passion and this is kind of what I've always done, it's not possible without people that are supportive behind you. So I really appreciate that.
Now, I see you're wearing this styling hoodie.
Woohoo! Northeastern Washington Humane Society.
Yeah.
you
Now,
go.
are those available for purchase?
Unfortunately, this hoodie isn't, but I do have T-shirts for $10 that have these nice little animal tracks on them and say Northeastern Washington Humane Society. So I do have T-shirts for sale.
Okay, well, that's cool. So is that like a little bit of a fundraiser type thing?
It is. It's an
Cool.
ongoing, and I'll have those at SETI's when we do our pet photos with Santa on the 19th
From 10 to 3.
from 10 to 3. That's right.
All right. Now, you gave out a lot of information and some animals that are up for adoption. Let's do your phone number again in case
Okay.
anybody wants to get in touch with
Awesome. So my phone number, local Chihuahua number, 509-935-6635.
6635.
Yeah.
Now, as we leave, there was a couple years ago, I showed up at Pet Photos for Santa and interviewed you. And after we were done, I accidentally left the recorder going.
Oh, cool.
And I have some footage for that. Can I play it for
Oh,
you?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. It was pretty fun.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. Yeah, definitely.
Your dog certainly has a surprised look on his face. Yeah.
Well, that's because you're looking in his butt.
Oh. Then he's certainly not going to enjoy that treat that I just fed to him.
I'm glad we caught that on camera, on film. Audio, I guess.
You know, I was wondering what you were going to play. That's one I've never heard before.
Pretty good.
He had a surprised look on his face. All right, from the Northeast Washington Humane Society, Becky Washington, thanks for coming in, Becky.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Gene.
Thank you for all you work you do for the animals. Big round of applause for you. It didn't play.
It didn't play.
It didn't play. Okay, once again, a big round of applause for Becky Washington and all the work she does for the animals. There we go. Thanks for being in today.
All right, thank you very much.
It's KCHW 102.7. We're going to play a couple songs, be back with your odd news. Stay right here.